is Vicki Lawrence. My name is Vicki Lawrence. My name is Vicki Lawrence.
My name is Vicki Lawrence.
I guess I shouldn't have had that burrito for lunch. No, it actually is me because I've got the hair color bill to prove it. Actually, guest number one, would you please tell us what your name is and what you do?
Yes, hi. I'm Joanne Worley, and I've had the... Thank you! I've had the privilege of touring across this wonderful United States doing the fabulous songs and shows of Mr. Jerry Herman.
Well, guest number two.
Hi, my name is Lorna Luft, and I went on a concert tour singing the magnificent songs of the one and only Jerry Herman.
And guest number three.
Hi, my name is Carol Channing, and thank you. I sang Jerry Herman's Hello, Dolly on Broadway.
Yes, you did. Gosh. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. I'm just kidding, you guys, really. Never mind. My guests today have all sung the songs of composer Jerry Herman from shows like Hello, Dolly, Mame, La Cage aux Folles, so many others. And today we're going to meet the master himself, plus recording star Michael Feinstein, who's got a new album with Jerry. But first, please welcome three Broadway babes, Joanne Worley, Lorna Luft, and Carol Channing. Those are talk show shoes.
They help your mouth work. Oh, this is a pushy jacket. I'm sorry. And you being a good friend, I should never have worn this.
You do look rather bright.
Yes.
Now, Lorna and Kel Boots here.
Yes.
You're the only one here that hasn't done Dolly, aren't you?
I've never done Hello, Dolly.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but I mean, give me a minute, and I should go rehearse right now.
You're not old enough, is that what you're saying?
I don't
Sure,
think, no,
fine.
you know something? I don't think I don't think Dolly has an age.
No.
I really don't. I think it's such a universal piece, and I think that, first of all, that score is probably one of the greatest scores in the entire history of the American musical.
I will start the hand
yes.
on that.
Of all time. Yes. We've got, Carol, you've got to have great Hello, Dolly stories. Did you ever have?
Hello, Dolly.
Yes, but I want to hear the dirt.
Oh, thank you.
I want to hear the disaster. First of all, you did how many performances? 1,000?
No, we lost count after over 3,000 performances.
Over 3,000?
Yes, we went all over the world, and we just, also, we never played to an empty seat. Isn't that heaven?
I know you did.
That's a nice feeling, isn't
You
it?
little money maker, you.
Jerry Herman did it, the words and the music.
I know, but tell us horror stories.
Oh, a horror story?
Yeah,
the first one that comes to my mind, the first one, Vicki, is Before the Parade Passes By. Now, I've heard you sing that. It isn't as if she hasn't sung the entire score. She just never got paid
She just
for
never
it.
did.
Benefits.
Oh,
Yes,
for us.
So, Lorna Luft, we were doing Before the Parade Passes By. And there's a ramp in Hello, Dolly.
Right.
Yes. So I went down on the ramp and walked right off it. Into the audience in the St. James Theater in New York. Into the audience. I dropped into a fat lady's lap. She was the sweetest, softest thing. I was so happy that I landed in her lap and I bounced and came up and thought, now I've got to get back up there, and the chorus was still singing it. So I thought, I know, I'll go up the aisle and I'll go around to the back to the stage door and come back in. So I went up the aisle where the policeman is with the horse out in front, you know, and he said, you ought to be better. I said, no, I'm gonna. So I went back to the stage, I knocked on the stage door, and the stage door man, he said, who is it? With the door locked. I said, Carol Channing. He said, oh, no, she's on stage. Right now, she's on stage. So I ran around, came down the aisle.
Are they still singing
They're
on
still
stage?
singing. Well, you know how long that number is. Then they modge, and then they go, you know, they modge. Don't you love that in Nashville? When you modulate, they modge in Nashville.
They modge?
They modge up, you know?
Yes,
So they
yes.
go,
Go up a key.
Yeah, that's it. So they're still singing, and the chorus formed a line by holding each other's waists, and I was down on stage right, and I was standing there, and Charlie Carroll reached for me like a wet herring. He pulled me up, and the chorus pulled up. He pulled, and he said, "Everybody hang on to me." They all did, and they pulled back, and I got to the center stage for Passes By. I thought, well, of course, this is going to take the house down. They'll think it's the most remarkable thing they ever saw. And no, they just applauded. They thought
that was the way the number was.
Interesting Gower champion choreography.
Very interesting.
Isn't that the end? Yes.
Now, what's the skunk story? Are you outside performing with the skunks?
Yes. This is a Hello Dolly story.
Yeah, what?
And I was at Melody Top in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And it actually was a tent. It was outside, but it had a big cover on it. And I was doing, we were in the hat shop scene. And all of a sudden, it was in the round. And all of a sudden, the audience was going, like a wave. And I'm doing the lines and going,
Japanese audience?
Yeah. That's all my accents are Japanese, but you know what I mean. They were talking when they shouldn't have been. And I look up the aisle and I see a skunk running, dashing, and as it went under the people's legs, they went, woo! And the Japanese people, I guess, woo! And they go all the way around, and it was getting closer and closer. Sure enough, it came down on stage and it sprayed on Mrs. Malloy.
No!
Yes! Right on her. Well, it was dreadful, as you know.
Of course, because she's the ingenue.
Should have sprayed on me.
No, but you can do that to comics, but not ingenue.
I know. I said, did Carol Channing send this skunk? No, what happened, I said, it was such a bad smell. I said to the audience, I said, first of all, I said, "Oh, darling, Mrs. Muller, you really must go change your gown because that cologne is a little heavy." And what we're going to do, we're all going to leave for a while and we'll come back. They had to air it out. It was that bad. But you know my solution for the skunks? They were coming in there because people would eat popcorn. And it was going around eating it, going, "Oh, yeah, here's more popcorn." And so I said, take popcorn and all way out, about 50 yards around the theater, make a big circle. And they just went there and ate their popcorn, and they never bothered us again. Isn't that good?
Well, they're a good thing.
Yes. And well-fed skunks.
Do you have horror stories like this?
No, I don't have any horror stories. When I did a wonderful tour called Jerry Herman's Broadway Years. And, you know, call me crazy, but I like to work on a stage. And so we were on this tour in Florida, and we pulled up to this one place that we thought was going to be a wonderful theater, and it was a tennis court.
Uh-oh.
And I said, "What do you mean a tennis court?" They said, "You're going to play a tennis court." I said, "What do you mean a tennis court?" They said, "Well, we put down some AstroTurf." And Leroy Reams said, "I have to tap." They said, "Well," he said, "Well, I have to do Tap Your Troubles Away." They said, "Well, you could do that on AstroTurf." You have never heard such phone calls to Jerry Herman in your life. "What are we going to do? Oh, my God! I'm playing a tennis court, Jerry! What are we going to do?"
You're lucky it was a tennis court.
No, well...
We had rodeo grounds. Mr. Merrick booked us in rodeo grounds.
Say to David Merrick.
Yes, he did. Mr. Merrick, you can't say David.
Mr. Merrick.
That's sacrilege.
That's true.
You had to work out there where the horse poopies were, you mean?
No, no.
Leave it to you to pick up the good words.
Rodeo? I don't know. What's the...
No, you see, it wasn't big enough. He said, "I'm sending you out on tour because the St. James Theater in New York is too small." It was 2,700, and he said, "Too small. We will get..." So then I realized why he sent us on tour.
So in huge arenas is what you would use.
Huge arenas.
Oh, but if anybody can do it, you can. Now, listen, I think that it is time to meet the man that we've been talking about. He has won Tony Awards, he's won Grammy Awards, he's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I can't find anybody who will say a bad word about him, so let's get him out here. Please welcome the legendary Jerry Herman.
Thank you.
There are so many things to talk to Jerry about. One of these women actually told me that he gave her a diamond ring. We'll get to the bottom of that when we come back.
I think I know the answer to that one.
Yes? You think? I was just going to say, I have a large ring finger.
It would fit on there.
All dolled up and singing that song that says you
dog. I told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. Dearie should have said so long ago. Because you treated me so rotten and rough. I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. Dearie should have said so long ago.
That's you. Stronghold memories, kid.
That's Jerry in the
That
background.
was you two cutes on the Mike Douglas Show in 19... We are back with Carol Channing, Lorna Luft, Joanne Worley, and our guest of honor today, Jerry Herman. And you write words, music, everything, which is unusual, isn't it?
Yes, and it's kind of lonesome, Vicki, because I don't have anybody to say, what do you think of that,
Yeah.
to? You know, the way Candor and Ebb do. They can talk to each other.
So where do you get your feedback?
I talk to myself a lot.
Do you? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's sad, yeah.
So who'd you give the diamond ring to?
Oh. I have to tell you, Vicki, when Jerry wrote Hello, Dolly, he was in his early 20s, and nobody had any respect for him because he was so young. And he would say, whatever he'd suggest, they would say, oh, what do you know, you little thing, you're just so young. And so I said, he was over 30 years old, I told everybody. And Jerry, all of a sudden, stupid people, they began listening to him. And they said, yeah, oh, you really think so? And they would listen, and they felt, well, he must have a lot of experience. So after the whole tour was over, I think it was 8 years all together, one tour and another, and a world tour and all that, Jerry gave me this diamond for keeping my trap shut and never telling me how young he was.
That's how all women get their diamonds.
By keeping their trap shut.
Watch it. Just watch it.
Tell us about putting Angela Lansbury in Mame.
Well, when we were casting Mame, our darling Carol Channing was busy with Dolly, and so she was not available, and we started looking at every other lady in show business. And one day I said, why don't you get Angela Lansbury to fly in and let's see what she looks like. I once saw her in a musical, and I thought she was great, and producers thought I was
Did
crazy.
you know her?
No, I
just
never met her. I had
knew
seen
of
her
her.
in Anyone Can Whistle, a musical that just ran a short time, but she was terrific in it. So they did it as a favor to me. They really didn't think it was a good idea, the producers. And there at my door arrived Angela Lansbury, and I knew the second I opened the door that she would
She was Mame.
That she was Mame. And so I made a pact with her. I taught her 2 songs from the score. None of the other ladies who auditioned had the privilege of knowing those songs. So we went into the Winter Garden Theater. I snuck down into the pit and got to the piano. The producers didn't know that I was down there. And she got up on stage, and she was the only voice that had ever sung those 2 songs except mine. And that's not very pretty, you know. And so there she was, singing these songs with somebody playing them in the pit. And they fell out of their seats. She got the role, and then I waved at them from the pit.
Gave them the thumbs up.
And
Good choice, men.
Oh, yeah. And that's how she got the part.
So you have to battle the suits just like everybody else,
Like everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Always
everybody else.
still?
Not as much
Not now.
anymore. You know, they kind of listen to me now. But I was a kid, and Carol knows better than anybody that experience in this business makes you respected.
Yes.
Not really talent or work, but experience. And I didn't have it at that time. But it was a wonderful experience.
So does Angela pretty much thank you for changing the course of her career?
Oh, yeah. We became darling friends, and it made a glamorous singing star out of what had already been a great character actress.
Yeah, but just a character actress. I
But it
remember when
changed her image to
I
this
just thought, well.
glamorous, gorgeous lady with a big belt voice. And
So who else auditioned? that didn't
well,
Well, what? Who?
Present company accepted. Obviously.
Well, I didn't know that you were.
I was a child. I was a babe.
But you were Carol's understudy in.
Vicki, here's the difference. I was a standby. Do you know the difference between a standby and an understudy? $500 a week.
Do you know, I said, Joanne, you'll never go on, but you're such good company that we'd like to have you around. So I told him, she never did.
I never went. I was working at Second City, getting 2 paychecks at the second.
Were you?
Yes. Are you
Really?
kidding? I didn't want you. I wanted you on that stage because it would have been the worst thing to go on there. People saved money for months to go see Hello, Dolly with Carol Channing. I didn't want them to say, and now, ladies and gentlemen, Joanne Worley. Whoa! They'd be out of there. Oh, no. Give me my money back.
How long did you stand by for her?
Well, I barely stood by. Maybe 6 months.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Merritt finally decided he was wasting a salary, and I told him he was.
You never missed
She
the
told
performance?
me.
I didn't have an understudy after
She
that.
never missed a
No, but you see, equity usually says you have to have one, so we just didn't tell him.
And I was really a present, I think, because they had to fulfill the equity rule. And I had just done Carnival for American Our Champion.
This lady went on with toothaches, cold. It just didn't
With my
matter.
foot
She
in the
went
cat,
right on.
with a patch on my eye.
That lady in the audience. You were probably ill.
And you know, it only makes the audiences so dear when you do that. They feel grateful, don't they?
Yes.
I mean, I came out and said, I can't talk, I can't say a word. And they all applauded to let me know that they could hear me.
She had her arm in a sling one performance. They loved it.
They were darling, and they brought remedies for me, and they had, I mean, people do that. We were playing someplace in South Carolina. Uncle Jeb's remedy from the mountains came down with a candle, and I took every one of them. And one of them worked. But
Either that or you were so bombed you didn't care. Well, we have to take a little break now, but when we come back, we're going to find out which one of our ladies was on Richard Nixon's hate list. And if you are really good kids, Joanne and I just might sing you a song. We'll be back. We might.
Celebrities get into the spirit of Christmas with Vicki.
With Carol Channing and Lorna Luft, Joanne Worley, and Jerry Herman. Now, Carol, you were on Richard Nixon's hate list?
yes, isn't that a shame?
How'd that happen? It's a dreadful shame. What did you do?
Well, I have to ask you, are you proud of me?
Of course.
Oh, you are?
Sure.
Okay, you know, some people really think he's quite something, and you know.
Well, but I mean, to be on a president's hate list, that's kind of cool, isn't it?
I know. Well, yes, and there were no A's or B's. I mean, I was the first one on the list because my name is Channing, Carol Channing. You look so blank, Vicki.
I usually do.
Anyway, I gave a diamond to Mrs. Nixon. I can't figure out what. Mrs. Nixon, it was during Watergate, and I was to give a to entertain the First Lady. So I did. And I said, you sure she wants me? I've caused a lot of trouble. No, she wanted. So there she walked out during Watergate, and I thought, oh, gee, she's lovely. It was sort of like, I will uphold the United States for as long as they need me. It was beautiful. And my heart went out to her. We all just wanted to cry. I gave her my diamond. I had to think, now, this is my diamond award. You know, I have my diamond award. I'm my own judge and jury. And I gave her my diamond award for making friends all the way from Africa to China, which I thought was pretty good to think of that.
Carol, I'm so lost. How did you get on the hate list?
I'm telling you now, Vicki. What's wrong with Vicki? You're following it. Aren't you following it? You see, they know where I am.
You do?
Well, I'm gonna...
Could you explain it to me? How did she get on the hate list?
They gave this lady her own show.
I don't know what they were thinking.
I borrowed that line from you.
Well, now listen, Joanne, you and I thought we heard it and I just didn't get it.
You asked me.
We didn't hear it.
Well, now I want to say, all right, I gave her my diamond award.
Yeah.
Okay, she took the diamond award home.
Yeah.
The next day, the hate list came out, and all I could figure is that Nixon had the ring appraised. They get the point.
You knew there'd be a punchline.
Vicki, there's something called a punchline.
You know that story?
For her.
There's got to be a pony in here somewhere.
You're just hanging.
Yes, and there's a horse's ass, too. You and I have been friends for like too long.
Well, actually, our husbands have knew each other before us because Roger was at Universal as a contract player.
How is Roger?
Oh, he's just fine.
Well,
we dated for many years before. I dated a lot of people in Hollywood. You didn't ever date Roger, did you? He went with every girl.
Roger, but Al was a grip over at Universal.
Well, I know Al very well. He and I were very good friends.
How well?
Very well.
Well, I think that you and I should go spend a little time alone because girlfriends
I'm
need to
taller
do
than
that.
you.
Now and again.
I could deal with this.
I'd like to have a little word alone with you.
All right.
Yes.
What would you like to discuss,
I
Vicki?
don't know.
Well, our friendship. You know, we're lucky. We've been friends for so long, and it's the wonderful thing about our friendship, Vicki, is that we can say anything to each other.
Yes. Just be careful what you say, Joanne.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious.
Oh, if I call you uncouth, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth? Go ahead.
Though now and again I'm aware that my candid opinion may sting.
Though often my frank observations might scald. You know, I've been meaning to tell you for years, Vicki, you should keep your hair natural, like mine.
If I kept my hair natural like yours, Joanne, I'd be bald. But, darling, we'll always be dear companions. My crony.
My mate?
We'll always be harmonizing. Oh, God, we're good. Orphan Annie and Sandy, like Amos and Andy. If I say that your sense of style's as far off as your youth,
Retro.
it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will tell you the whole stinking truth?
I feel it's my duty to tell you, it's time you adjust to your age. You see, you try to be pig of my heart when you're Lady Macbeth. Exactly how old are you, Vicki? Now, come on, tell us the truth.
How old do you think?
I'd say somewhere between 40 and death.
Oh, but sweetie, I'll always be Alice Toklas if you'll be Gertrude Stein. And though I'll admit I dished you, I gossiped and gloated, but I'm so devoted.
And if I say that sex and guts made you into a star, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will tell you how rotten you are? Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and level? We'll give you the devil. We'll sit down and tell you the truth. All right, madam. Merci. Maestro.
We're going to be right back. Get out of the way. We're going to be right back with Michael Feinstein. He's got plenty to say about Jerry and his new bosom buddy, Katharine Hepburn. My guests today are Carol Channing and Lorna Luft, Joanne Worley, and Jerry Herman. And joining us now is a multi-talented performer and a recording artist whose latest project is an album that he just recorded with Jerry Herman. Please help me welcome Michael Feinstein.
Hey,
you, kid?
Good.
Joy.
Kisses on you.
Oh, you guys are so showbiz. Yeah. Michael, you started at did all piano players start at weddings? Is that like a prerequisite that you start at weddings
I
and
played
bar
lots
mitzvahs,
of weddings,
right?
bar mitzvahs, brisses.
Yeah.
2 people know what that is. Started playing at the age of 5.
But now, did you start by doing a Louis Armstrong impersonation?
Oh, I used to do, for our family gatherings, for bar mitzvahs and weddings, I would do my juvenile impression of Louis Armstrong. You know. Oh, where is it? Oh, yeah, that's me. That's me.
Adorable.
Pudging. I do. Hello, Dolly. This is Louis. Dolly. It used to get a big reaction from relatives. I never dreamt that I'd be working with Jerry when I was a kid singing Hello, Dolly.
Now, did you meet Jerry when you were doing the Algonquin?
Yes, I was working at the Algonquin, and I never told you this, but we'd gotten a reservation like 2 weeks before Paul Newman was coming in. It turned out to be a dentist from Alabama. You know, and then there was a reservation for Robert Redford, and he never showed. So by the time they said Jerry Herman was coming, I didn't believe it.
Yes.
You know, and then Jerry was there, and I was doing a medley of songs from Mac and Mabel, and I saw the expression on your face, and I couldn't tell if it was great emotion or if you were disgusted by what I was doing, because he was saying.
Or if you just needed to go to the bathroom.
But anyway, that's when we met.
And was he disgusted or?
I think he was happy.
Thrilled?
Didn't I come back and tell you that I
Oh, yes,
thought it
you
was-
did. Yes, he most
And,
certainly
and
did.
speaking of coming backstage, Carol, you have a wonderful story about Irving Berlin coming
He
backstage.
came 3 times a week, Irving Berlin, to see Hello, Dolly, just for the Dolly number. He'd go in standing room with 2 young men to hold him up, 1 on each side. He was so old, and nobody ever saw Irving Berlin. And do you know that the house manager said, "Would you like to meet Jerry Herman? He's always in Carol's dressing room." And he said yes, and he came back. He walked right past me, opened the door, paid no attention to me, went straight to Jerry, and he said, "Young man, you are the future of Broadway." And he walked out. Isn't that wonderful?
You want to talk about the thrill of a lifetime? That was it.
I would
because
imagine.
he was my idol.
Oh, sure. I would imagine he's every
People hadn't
songwriter's
seen him
idol.
for 50 years, Vicki.
Yeah.
I mean, he just stayed alone. Oh, wasn't that something?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he
Now-
really talk like...
Did he really talk like this?
Listen, speaking of idols and things, did you do a movie with Katharine Hepburn? Is that correct?
Yes, I did. Very recently, I did.
What did you do with her?
Well, I did a cameo in a new movie called This Can't Be Love that'll be on next Valentine's Day, and
What is she like?
she was wonderful. I got to have dinner with her, and to make conversation, I said, "You know, Miss Hepburn, I have a couple of your recordings," because she was complimenting me on mine. I said, "I have some of your Cole Porter songs." She says, "Well,
Tell me something. How bad are they?"
I said, "Well, I like them."
She says, "Well, of course you'd say that to me."
And then she said,
What other odd things do you collect?
She was wonderful. Just wonderful. I should have done that at the bar mitzvah.
Quickly down the line, I want to know who your musical inspiration was growing up.
Bing
Michael?
Crosby.
Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
And was Irving Berlin indeed?
Irving
yours, too?
Berlin was the first musical I had ever been taken to, was Annie, Get Your Gun. And I wanted just more than anything in the world to do that.
Yes. Oh,
To
I
write
hated
songs
that show. Those
that
guns
people
scared
would
the
be
hell
able
out
to
of me.
hum. You know?
Yes. Joanne?
Well, I think Ethel Merman, for heaven's sake, because she's big and loud and would just do it, and that's pretty much what I do.
That's what Rogers always said. You just do it.
I know.
Lorna, what about you?
And well.
I would have to say Harold Arlen.
Really?
Yes, because...
Not your mommy.
Yeah, my mother, but I mean, as far as, you know, musical influences around my house and things like that, I would have to say that her influence was Harold Arlen.
Yes. And Carol, did you have a musical influence, a favorite?
Ethel Waters. Oh, she was enormous. She walked down to the front and she sang "Supper Time." Oh!
That's a great imitation, Carol. Sounded just like Ethel Waters.
We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to hear from Lorna Luft about the unforgettable night that she spent with Jerry and what she went through to make it happen. We'll be back. Bob Hope and his lovely wife. we should take it on the road, whatever it is. Welcome back, kids. Today we're talking to some of our very favorite Broadway stars, Carol Channing, Lorna Luft, Joanne Worley, Jerry Herman, and Michael Feinstein. So, Lorna, tell us about the unforgettable night with Jer.
This was an unforgettable night. I was doing, and still am doing, the national tour of Guys and Dolls. And I was in Toronto, and I got a call from Jerry, and he said, how would you like to play the Hollywood Bowl? Because they are honoring me. The Hollywood Bowl is going to do a night of all of my music. And my heart stopped, because that's probably one of the greatest venues that you can ever play. And I said I would be there if it killed me. And I did my 2 shows on the Saturday. I didn't go to sleep. I got on a plane at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I flew to Los Angeles. I went straight from the airport to the Hollywood Bowl, and we did the show. That night, we did the dress rehearsal, and we did the main show the next night. And I got back on a plane the next night and flew back so I could be back at Guys and Dolls. But I promise you, it was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever been through, because there was so much love and respect and sheer adoration on that stage for Jerry Herman. We all of us came from other places. Carol came from we all went out of our way. We said we would kill to be with him on that night, and we were there for you.
Yes.
Warrior.
Can you, now, I wouldn't have missed that night for anything.
The song that you're going to sing for us today, did you sing this song that night?
I sang that at the Hollywood Bowl,
And
yeah.
Jerry, would you like to set the song up for Lorna?
Yes, it's from Mac and Mabel, which is one of my favorite offspring. And it's a song that Mabel sings when she's leaving Mac. She stands on the prow of a ship on her way to Europe, and she is trying to forget him. And
Well, I think we should probably hear this song, kids.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, singing Time Heals Everything from Mac and Mabel, which is your favorite score, I believe, isn't it? Here is Lorna Luft.
Time heals everything. Tuesday, Thursday. Time heals everything. April, August. If I'm patient, the break will mend. And one fine morning, the hurt will end. So make the moments fly. Autumn, winter. I'll forget you by next year, some year. Though it's hell that I'm going through, some Tuesday, Thursday, April, August, autumn, winter, next year, some year. Time heals everything. Time heals everything but loving you. Tuesday, Thursday, April, August. If I'm patient, the break will mend. And one fine morning, the hurt will end. So make the moments fly. Autumn, winter. I'll forget you by next year, some year. Though it's hell that I'm going through, some Tuesday, Thursday, April, August, autumn, winter, next
We'll be back. We're back. Let's chat a moment with Jerry Herman and Michael Feinstein. Guys, can you tell us about this album?
Sure. This is an album that features Jerry playing the piano. It's of course, a whole album of his songs, and I do the vocals. And I wanted to do an album featuring the composer at the keyboard because it's always a very special way that a creator plays his songs.
Yes. And you guys did this album live.
We did it live. You know, today everything is overdubbing, but everything that we did was live and in very few takes, really.
And I think it's the definitive album of my work because it was done that way. And there are no extras. It's me playing, Michael singing his heart out, and we love it a lot.
And you wore your Jerry Herman tie.
Yes, Nicole Miller. Hello, Dolly, May, Mac, and Mabel. The best of times is now. Lacage.
Very cool. So, now the name of the album is?
Michael Feinstein sings the Jerry Herman Songbook, and
well, what a fabulous idea for a title, guys. Really.
We thought hard about that title, you know.
And you're going to do for us what?
A medley from Mame.
Oh, cool beans. Hit it, guys.
Light the candles, get the ice out, roll the rug up. It's today, though it may not be anyone's birthday, and though it's far from the 4th of July, I know that this very minute has history in it. We're here. It's a time for making merry, and so I'm for making hay. Tune the grand up, dance your shoes off, strike the band up. It's today. Did she need a stronger hand? Did she need a lighter touch? Was I soft or was I tough? Did I give enough? Did I give too much? At the moment that she needed me, did I ever turn away? Would I be there when she called? If she walked into my life today? Haul out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry. So climb down the chimney, turn on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruit cake. It's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For we need a little music, need a little laughter, need a little singing, ringing through the rafter, and we need a little snappy, happy ever after, need a little Christmas.